Hey, this is Wilson. Um, I'm joined by my prestigious co-host Shane Murray and Jason Big Mitch Mitchell. Um, we First of all, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm living in a state of a perpetual embarrassment right at this point, guys. Just it's
I'm irritated with Laker Nation, literally.
Um, so we recorded on Thursday, uh, and at that point we were 0-2, and we were already frustrated. Then we played the Blazers yesterday at a matinee at the Staples Center because I'll never call it Crypto.com Arena. And
Bullshit.
always staples.
and and I we all figured, okay, well we'll get this win against the Blazers. That'll put us on the board, put us in the win column. And
What he said.
it looked like it would be like that. It was the score was Lakers took a 7 point lead with a minute and 56 seconds left. LeBron made a drove and made it scored at the basket. We were up by 7, and from there the Blazers went on an 11-2 run, and they won the game, 106-104. Damian Lillard finished with 41. Jeremy Grant made the game-winning basket. He scored took it right at LeBron and scored basically right over LeBron and AD. And the Lakers are 0-3 now, and it's not going to get it's not going to get easy. We got Denver coming up. It's Denver twice next week, right? Who's the other team besides Denver?
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
who I mean, they have better players than we do, and they made the
I mean,
playoffs.
they just got blown out by look about the team, but it got blown
I
out
tell
by.
you what,
So
I
they're
saw
not
somebody.
beatable.
I think the Lakers on Facebook they posted like a graphic showing like their upcoming like games for this the upcoming slate for this week. The next 3 games. And I was about to go look in the comments, but you know how Facebook will show like they'll show a comment like maybe I don't know the last one or whatever like in a little right under it, so you have to click and look at the comment. And the comment said 0-6, and the guy put a little he put a little laughing emoji. That was like my thoughts exactly. We're about to be 0-6. It's bad,
Yeah,
bad,
you
bad.
would think that, Anthony.
Why wouldn't I think that we're already 0-3? We couldn't even beat Portland.
We blew
Shane
that
Murray.
game, but that still should have been a win,
Of course, it should have been a win, but we could have beaten the Clippers. Maybe. I mean,
right?
We could
it
have.
was close
We could
enough
have.
that
We
we
could.
could have.
Was
I
close
I,
enough.
I
We
thought that
could.
the
We
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 had a
could.
lead
We
in the
could be
fourth.
2-1 right now, but instead we're
We
gonna be
had a
0
lead in the
6.
fourth against the Clippers, man.
Instead we're gonna be 0-6. It's cap.
I thought that the Lakers, they like I said last time on Saturday, I thought that the Clipper game, it seemed like even though it was close, that maybe the Clippers were kind of in control the whole time. Whenever they put their mind to it, they just could have decided they were going to win the game. That's basically what happened. But it was a close game. We had a lead in the fourth quarter, and then we come back against Portland, and I mean, what's the excuse? And I know Portland is now 3-0. When I
We
look at
blew the
Portland,
game. That's ain't no excuse. We blew the game. We had a 7-point lead under 2 minutes. Poor execution down the stretch. Poor rotations. LeBron AD had no business giving up that layup to Jeremy Grant. You know, Lonnie Walker had no business guarding Dame at that time. Dame time happened, and that's the game.
Damian Lillard, as I said on Twitter, for years now, Damian Lillard has been to me the most dangerous. Like if you're rooting for the other team, if you're like as Lakers fans, anytime we play Portland and it's in the fourth quarter and it's a close game in the last 6 minutes basically, I'm terrified of Damian Lillard, and he got us again on Sunday with yesterday with that step back jumper 3 pointer, his probably his signature
Signature, yeah.
move, and
I heard
you
Robert
know
Horry said he has a clutch basket on every team in the league.
yeah,
Like one of the few people to do
the
that.
guy
I
is
heard that.
incredible. It's like Curry is greater because Curry can, the impact he can have on his team is greater. But if you're just talking about in the last, like I said, 5 or 6 minutes in the game in crunch time,
It's
there's
Dame.
nobody like Dame Lillard in the NBA right now.
He averaged 30 against us, and he dropped 40 on us.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, the guy is incredible, but he's in the best shape of his life too. He used to have seem like a little bit of meat on him a little bit, but he's looking like svelte out there now. He's looking trim and fit. He didn't play much last season, and
Right.
so we'll see what Portland does. But like I said, man, look at a team like Portland. They don't have CJ anymore. They have now Anthony Simons and Josh Hart. But they did. I forgot they had Jeremy Grant. They have Jeremy Grant, and then they have
Got him for
Nurkic.
pennies and dimes.
Yeah, but it's the type of team, like I keep saying. I said it again. I said it on Twitter yesterday again. The NBA today is more. If I were a GM, I'd build my team from the bottom up. So I'd build my team making sure I have the right collection of shooters and defensive players, basically the role players, the supporting players, and then as a cherry on top, I'd try to have a superstar or two or a superstar and an all-star. But I really feel like in today's game, it's more important that you have the right collection of it's more important how you play than it is who you have. And everybody plays the same, but it takes a team. It takes a whole team of guys who are very effective at playing the modern. It's kind of like the Olympics, like when like the Lakers have LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. These are Hall of Fame top 75 players. But it's like when we would go over there to the Olympics when we first started, when the rest of the world first started getting good at basketball, starting really in 2000 and 2004, and we'd go over there with just star-studded teams, and they'd be over there playing, their Olympic style of basketball, and we would, we barely won in 2000. And we got, of course, the disaster of 2004 because it didn't really matter. Of course, we had better players, but the other teams, they knew how to play the
Better
style of
team,
play
better
that was
structure.
right, that was most effective for that brand of basketball. And so that's kind of what's happened in the NBA now. But I'll stop. I'll stop ranting. Uh, I'll go with Mitch because Shane has already said a little bit. Mitch, like, what was your whose fault is it that more than
Why does that be
anybody?
everybody's fault?
Whose fault is it? What'd you say, Shane?
Why does it be everybody's fault? As a team, we blew it. But we can leave it at that.
Man,
Like
Mitch,
everybody can take equal blame on this. It doesn't have to be no
Mitch,
scapegoating.
whose fault is it the most that we lost to Portland, and then whose fault is it the most they were 0-3?
man, Jesus Christmas! I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Lord help me. I believe I agree with Shane Murray. Oh my gosh, it happened. It's happened, people. I agree with Shane Murray. This is equal blame.
Wow,
as
that's a new one. That's a miracle.
crazy. As
Sam.
Mitch, your sound is messing up again. Your ear, whatever those things are.
Let's bring some positivity to this. We're according to
well, hold
ESPN, I
on.
like it.
No,
That's what I heard.
let
We are
me
first
let
in
let
defensive
let me
rating.
get my shit talking out first. Hold
Get some
on.
shit talk. I just want to bring that up.
Before
Damn
we
near
get
at
all
the
this
bottom.
positivity out here, listen.
Well,
As
we're
a
0 Mr.
collective,
Positivity while we're 0-3, about to be 0-6, Shane.
Bruh.
as a
Philly
collective
is
unit,
0-3. You gonna panic?
they won in 3 now, I think.
Are we about to be 1-3?
We could.
No.
No.
It's 3
Anyway,
games. Stop
Yeah.
the
hold
panic.
on. Look. So either way, as a collective unit, our shot selection is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 games from the 3-point line, we are 25 out of 118. That's 21 point. That is terrible. It's the second worst start in NBA history. In history, it's the
In the
second
last
worst.
20 years.
It's bad. It's terrible. It's not good. And you would think with, LeBron being the leader of this team, with the basketball IQ that he has, like you would think that the message would get across to these schools, like, hey, maybe we need to stop jacking up threes because we're not good at them right now. They need to. I don't know, man. Jesus Christmas. I mean, the only thing is like I don't think it could get worse, right? Like I don't think it could get worse. They can only get better at this point, I think. But I mean, the way they've been shooting, it's like who knows? The only person I want to see shooting any threes anymore in the next game is Austin Reeves. Last game he was 2 for 4. I mean, that's
I would say
I'll
Kendrick
take
Nunn
that.
too, but Austin earned that.
Kendrick Nunn, trash.
Got jokes. Now Lonnie showed he
not
can
a
hit
joke.
him too.
Listen,
In San Antonio,
um,
not with the Lakers, right?
He's hit.
not with the Lakers.
I think he won like 2 for 4 in the Clipper game. He got 26 in that game, so I think a couple of
He
threes.
did. Lonnie Walker, listen, Lonnie Walker has proven to be a hooper, and he's been he turned down a couple of threes, which I appreciated, but he was 1 for 5, which come on. I'm glad he stopped shooting. Now I'm glad that he recognized it. There was a couple of times where he had an open three, and he's like, I'm not making it right now. I need to get closer. But then he would over penetrate. I need him to stop mid range and pop that instead. There was a couple times he over
He was getting
penetrated,
about the
but
mid range.
anyway.
Oh, sorry.
So for the Blazers game, whose fault was it? Outside, I mean, LeBron's over here airballing logo threes. He thinks he's Steph. Like, my goodness. Like outside of that, we had a 7-point lead with how long to go? A minute and 50 something seconds.
Well, a minute and 56.
You're supposed to win that game. Here's
Got
what
to.
happened.
Especially
Here's
at
what
0
happened.
2.
Here's what happened. LeBron misses a 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's an empty possession. The next possession coming down, Westbrook misses a wide open 3. Now that one, I'll take. I mean, it was a wide open shot. If anything, I say take a step in because if you guys know, Nurkic was not guarding. Nurkic was treating Westbrook. Nurkic was treating Westbrook like he was Rondo, and
yep.
I felt disrespected. Like I would have. You just gonna lay back in the paint? You don't think I'm gonna pop this? You don't think I'm gonna make this? Oh my gosh. He needs to make that shot. He was wide open. He needs to either pop that 3 or he needs to take a step in, pop that mid range, and then talk that trash to Nurkic. Like you better put a damn hand up. You better respect me. I'm top 75 all time. He needs to remember that. But either way, I'll somewhat take that. It was a wide open shot. What can you do? I mean, at least he didn't hesitate. That's positive, I guess. Next possession down, we're running down. We're trying to get into some kind of offense, but the ball winds up in Patrick Beverley's hands with the shot clock winding down. He ends up taking a contested 3, and it's like, what? What just happened? So there goes another empty possession. Possession after that, what happens? LeBron chucks up. He does a step back to the right, to the side, he does a side step to the right and chucks a 3-pointer. I'm like, sir, would you leave that to Damian Lillard? What are you doing? That is not your shot. And you haven't been hitting them. You were airballing threes early in the game. Don't be. Man, LeBron is he's the biggest, fastest dude in the league, like behind Giannis. He's probably second behind Giannis now, as in like biggest, fastest dudes in the league right now. You can't tell me somebody can stop LeBron getting to the hole. So the shot selection was terrible, and then obviously we all know what happened after after he chucked his 3. We know Russell came down with about 30 seconds left, and he's thinking 2 for 1, and we're only up 1 at this point. I mean, I think it goes without saying.
Yeah, you
Wasn't the
gotta
best of
try
shots.
and get fouled or use clock.
It wasn't the best of shots. I think we can all agree on that.
Mm.
No,
I think for me in that situation, I would run the clock down a little bit more. But again, I mean, it's hard because they weren't guarding him. It's like it was an open shot, but I mean, listen, if you take that
Uh-huh.
shot with 30 seconds left, you got to make that. If you're not going to wind the clock down, you have to make that shot. But I think he should have. If you can get that shot with 30 seconds left, you can get that shot with 8 seconds left because Nurkic wasn't going to guard him. He could have got that. He could have got that shot at any time. Now, the game within the game, the possession before, if you guys saw, Anthony Davis kind of waved Westbrook off because Westbrook was open again in the same spot that he had missed from.
Mm-hmm.
AD waves Russ off, and Russ kind of gives one of these, and so next position down on the with 30 seconds left, he's like, well, if I pass this off, I'm not gonna see it again.
well,
Trying to be a hero.
I saw somebody on Twitter say that they think because they waved him off like that and sent him to the corner, that the next time he had it, he was going to shoot it no matter what. And like that's what happened. Like basically, he had an attitude. He was in his
Exactly.
feelings.
And that's possible too. That happens too.
No, it's very possible. It's very possible. I'm definitely not. I mean, I'm pretty much thinking that's what happened. That's what I was trying to get at. It's like after getting waved off like that, he's thinking like, well, if I pass this off, I'm not gonna see it again. So I'm open. I might as well get it. But yeah, he probably. I agree. You know, in Darvin Ham's post game, he's like, we don't have time for people to be in their feelings. And I agree with that, Russ. Yeah, I mean, you gotta like we gotta be thinking win here. We gotta be thinking win.
Right.
Like we gotta be thinking win in that situation. And it wasn't the best of shots, but it wasn't all his fault. Like it
No,
definitely
it wasn't.
wasn't. We had 4 possessions before that where we could have gotten a bucket. And yesterday we were 6 for 33 from the line. And on the Twitter machine yesterday, I think I think I put it on the. I don't know if I thought it or if I actually tweeted it on the Twitter machine. We were 6 for 33 from 3 point line. If we shot 13 less threes, so if we only shot 23 with those 13 extra shots, if we took twos instead, and let's say conservatively we made 4 of those, 4 out of 13, we win the game easily.
And we were making our free throw, so as long as we can get to the rim, and it rebounds, it was close. So we did everything to win, except that.
I gotta I gotta, I'm actually very critical of Anthony Davis. Man, he played like an animal. When we were up 7 with 2 minutes left, I was getting ready to tweet out. I was like, man, AD, that's how you got to play, man. He was an animal on offense. He was an animal on defense. That's how he needs to play. Despite the loss, that's how he needs to play. He needs to
Yeah,
be
6
the best
blocks and
player on
2
this team
steals.
on both sides of the floor, and he was yesterday.
Yeah.
So shout out to AD on that one.
I was going to say that I think that well, one thing about Russ is that not only does he make bad decisions, but he makes bad decisions like at the least opportune times. You know, he'll make like he's done that. You think about back to the days when he was playing with Durant. It's like how many times has he? I mean, like at the worst possible time, he'll take a shot like that and miss it. You know, but it's
Right,
just
but
kind of
he
the
also won you some games doing that. So
yeah.
it's
It's
not.
yeah,
But it's like
it's
You
what
got
it's
to
give or
like.
live
take,
with it.
right? Yeah.
It's like Brett Favre. That's who he reminds me of.
That's
Brett Favre, right? Like Brett Favre played
The
all like
gunslinger.
right, and then but Brett Favre, won 3 straight MVPs. He was one of the. I mean, Brett Favre in the '90s for kids who don't know was like he was like what Mahomes is now. He was the
hmm
face of the NFL. And then, but he always played the same way. It's just sometimes he'd play better and win the MVP, and then sometimes he wouldn't play well. And at the end of his career, outside of that 1 year for you guys, Mitch,
Yeah.
he actually had maybe his two best years in '07 and '09. But that year
He had
with
a
the
great year for
Jets,
us.
yeah, that year with the Jets, and then that last year with the Vikings, it was like he just. He was old, but it's funny how. But I was just feel like Westbrook at this point in his career for a long time. He's been doing the same thing his whole career, but he was good enough before that you could kind of survive. Like even when Durant left, OKC was still a playoff team. Really
Yeah.
remember the first time Westbrook missed the playoffs was last year with the Lakers. That other than that year, there was 1 year in Oklahoma City where Durant was hurt for like half the year. I think that was like 2013 or
Mhm.
2015, something like that. I think it was 2015, and they missed the playoffs. But other than that, whenever he had like a team where whoever he had on his team was healthy, they were making the playoffs. Even in Washington, they came back and made the playoffs at the end.
So,
Right. So this is a guy who he always gave you a chance to win games. I always compared him to Allen Iverson. Iverson was not efficient, but Iverson always gave you a
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
chance.
whoa, 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 whoa. We don't go with non-efficient. Come on now.
How are you gonna say that? Come on, Shane. Allen Iverson shot like 42%
First
for
off,
his.
literally, Larry Brown told him, "Don't pass, shoot."
Shane.
He's under 6 foot.
But does that
What do you
Shane?
expect him?
no,
He's not gonna make every damn shot.
He
I
shot
mean, that
that's
forty-two
what he's
percent.
saying.
he's being double
That's what
teamed
that's
as a under 6 foot guard,
Well, listen to this
that's
guy,
what
Shane.
he's saying.
and he's shooting
That's what
jump
he's
shots.
saying.
So don't give me that. That's the
That's
same
what he's
argument they give
saying.
about why Bron better than Kobe. Don't do that shit. No,
What? He
we
wasn't
ain't gonna do that
efficient.
inefficient
What
shit.
he's
No,
It's not
why?
like
a bucket's a
he's not
bucket. A
I was giving
score
him a
he's
is
not
compliment.
a score is a score.
he's not saying that he's a terrible player. He's just
But
saying
being
like
efficient, like how efficient are you gonna be when you a smaller guard
that's what he's
carrying
saying.
offense
Yeah,
and
That's
you
what
the
he's
number one
saying.
option and a coach
why are
wants to
you
That
beat
so
is
you all
mad?
the time.
That's what he's saying. Like
But that's not.
this is
But that's
known.
not saying
It is
inefficient.
known.
It's like it's a
He was
backhanded compliment.
inefficient. He shot 42% for his career.
That's not inefficient.
That is
You're not gonna
inefficient.
make every damn shot.
Forty-two
In today's
percent.
game, that's considered
Even back then, that was
inefficient.
inefficient.
I
He's
feel like
shooting
back
jump
then that
shots.
was
You're not gonna
considered
make
like
every damn jump shot.
Well, I
back
mean,
in the
back
day
then,
though, that was considered like
no. Well, I
that was
think
considered decent.
in the '90s and in the '80s, through the first half of the '90s, like
You
the
gotta think
guys
about that.
guys were making half of their shots. They were making 50% of their shots. And then Jordan in '98, Jordan shot like 46.5%. And that's when Kobe and Vince Carter and McGrady they come in. They're right then and right on the heels of that, and they were like 45, 46% from the field. And then so Iverson shooting 42%, that was below the efficiency of like the other top guys like his level.
Yeah,
And
that's
then with
overblown and overrated because
no,
he's
it's not.
shooting mostly jump shots
And
as a
then
6 foot dude
and
with
then
6'3", 6'4", 6'5"
Dang.
dudes guarding him.
and then when
Duh.
Dwayne and then and then when
Duh.
LeBron and D Wade came in, that's when guys started making 50% of their shots again, and Kevin Durant, and that's when the
You got
efficiency
KD, yeah.
era started. Where he pretty much
Hmm.
and now you see Tatum, who seems like Tatum was like the last guy who'd shoot 45% from the field. Like Kobe used to, and like McGrady used to, and now it looks like Tatum is going to hopefully he's finally going to catch up and shoot, make half of his shots maybe. But yeah, I mean, like I
That's
said,
overblown, but I hear you.
yeah, I'll tell you what, but Shane, you're right. It's not the end all be all, and I'll tell you why. I saw something. You guys know Andy Bailey, the basketball writer?
No.
Okay, well he's like he's pretty famous in the basketball, Twitter, universe, and he'll do those things where he bases pretty much all of his everything he says on analytics. He's one of those guys. And I saw where he did this thing where he did it like how you can do you can run a poll on Twitter. He did this thing
Hmm.
where he said it was like a blind poll. So he said player A,
Oh,
player
right,
B.
right,
When
right.
they do that, and so
I seen that, yeah.
player A was Kobe every time, and player B was It was Curry and James Harden and Ginobili, and I forgot who else. And every single time, so he would run the poll and he would say, which player would you rather have, player A or player B? And every single time the people would vote for player B. And then he'd come back and he'd say, player A was Kobe, player B was Chris Paul. Player A was Kobe, player B was James Harden. But the thing about it is, outside of who did I name? I said Ginobili. I said Curry. So outside of Curry, so Ginobili, James Harden, Chris Paul. If you take any of those guys and you put them on, say, those last three finals teams that Kobe was on, but we won
There's
back-to-back
no way.
titles, they're not winning those championships. So what difference?
No.
So who would you really rather have? And that's what the analytics guys. That's what they don't understand about. Like basketball is not baseball. Baseball. That's where the analytics stuff started, was baseball, because pretty much every man for himself, basically. And then at the end, you just hope it comes together and you have the best team and you can win a World Series. But analytics should not be applied to basketball the same way that it's applied
Okay,
to
I'm not the
baseball.
biggest analytics dude, but analytics can apply to certain things, but analytics points out a strength or weakness. It's not the whole picture. Analytics
Which
says
side are you on?
I'm
You contradicting
I'm for
yourself.
value, but what I'm saying is, hear me out. What I'm saying is, analytics
Oh my gosh.
put analytics states, okay, Jason's a better quarter from the shooter, from the corner, a better shooter from the corner. Analytics is like, okay, this dude like to do this in third quarter, but the problem is they using analytics to say, oh, Jason's not a good shooter in the corner. Oh, he trash. Oh, Jason don't do this. He trash.
Yeah, they look at it
Okay,
as an end all
Hold
be
on,
all.
it's not the
hold
whole
on. Hey,
picture.
hey, hey. Oh, wait, hey. Stop putting my name and trash in the same damn sentence for one thing. Listen, I'm
but
definitely from the corner. You better stop playing with me.
But they have all those stats, like, I of course
And plus minus
plus
is
minus,
overrated as fuck.
box plus
Plus minus
minus,
can be skewed.
effective field goal percentage, win shares per 48, win shares, all that different stuff. And bro, it's like
Yeah,
this day, it's like Kevin Durant. His efficiency is incredible, but he had to go to Golden State to win his titles. Does anybody think at this point in Kevin Durant's career that he's going to prove that he can win a title as the best player and as the leader and as the most important player on a championship team? That's he knows what he is. That's what
Not the
even
way,
Kevin Durant.
not the
If
way
you
the Nets are looking.
if you put Kevin Durant, even, I don't know, man. If you put Kevin Durant on those Lakers teams with Gasol and Odom and Bynum, and not to downplay those teams or the Kobe supporting cast, because at the time that was the best roster in the league. But if you put Kevin Durant with his sterling efficiency numbers on that team, there's a chance that he will come up short
yeah, because
somehow, because
Kobe's
that's
attitude was embedded in them on those
right.
teams.
That's what they don't understand. That's what
His
the advanced,
yeah.
they don't
Leadership
get it.
matters.
They don't get that it's about the impact that you
Kobe's an
have.
underrated leader.
It's about the impact that you have on winning champions and on your teammates. And it's the same thing. Like, if you look at these first 3 games of the season, think about how many times for us growing up we saw Kobe in games like that down the stretch. Yeah, he's lost some of them, but there were so many games like that could have gone either way, and it was Kobe just saying, "No, we're just not going to lose this game." Like Kobe would have. I don't know. I mean, yeah, every now and then it's going to happen where you're going to lose a game like the one at Portland. You're going
That
to lose
game
it.
yesterday,
It
ain't no
happens.
way we're losing that.
No,
If Kobe, no, there's no way.
and
Because for one thing, Kobe would have been like, "Hey, first of all, throw me the ball in the post."
yeah,
Like, we getting a good shot. Like, ain't no way. There
but
ain't
there's
no way.
nobody neither, and there's no. But that on this team, that there's no pride on this Lakers team. There's nobody who
No
feels like,
accountability.
yeah. There's nobody who feels responsible. That's the thing about this team, is that when we were coming up, Shaq and Kobe and Gasol, and it meant something to be a Laker, and we still had that lineage and that history and the pride. The pride is gone. LeBron James is not a real Laker. Anthony Davis is not a real Laker. Really, Westbrook probably has more Laker blood than anybody because he's from LA and he grew up rooting for the Lakers. but it's just not. There's nobody who's like, no, we have to win this game. So it's like I don't know what to say, man. It's just a mess.
I got a theory about LeBron.
There's theory.
It's with LeBron. I was thinking about it. I'm watching the game and I was thinking about it. I was like, what is happening right now? So with LeBron, I think it's either it's one of two things. One, he's either slowing down or like he's not completely locked in to this team because
I think
and
I locked.
it's little subtle things. It's like he had a couple of just passes that were a little bit off, a couple of like sloppy turnovers. He's settling for threes, like a lot more. I feel like this season. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's either he's slowing down finally, or he is not locked in, like completely locked in, because
I don't think he's
it's
locked in
showing
at
in his
all. I think
play.
he's settling for what it is. Like he's not getting upset the way he would get upset in 2018. Like
Yeah,
he just going with the motion. And I'm in LA. I'm just waiting until my son is up to be up to get drafted and play with my son, and that's it.
it's
That's what
super
I,
subtle, but yeah, it's so subtle. But yeah, I mean, it's just little things with LeBron because I mean, he's obviously still, and then he'll like flash his greatness, and I'm just like, well, yeah, look, do that
as
more. What
much
are you
I
doing?
love AD, and AD's not that 1A yet. No more. He's not.
Yesterday he played like it though.
He
But he
looked like
Yesterday
he's
he
does.
played
playing
like it.
better, but I still don't
He
see it yet.
doesn't even. He
No,
just
no, no, no.
doesn't.
He's not playing better. He played like it yesterday. I'm not gonna give it to him those other two games.
and and the way
Yesterday
he,
though.
he plays, like the way he plays now is just really like a supporting player. I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't he doesn't really try to. I mean, you could just tell, like he. I mean, he does what he does. He's more like a. He's still good on defense, but he just kind of. I mean, he's always kind of been like that. Really, it's the weird thing. Like even in New Orleans, they never really ran their offense through him. He was just so good. You look up at the end of the game, he's had four dunks. He caught two lobs. He made some jump shots. He made some free throws, and all of a sudden he has 28 points. But he doesn't have the will, I don't think, anymore to average 28 and 12. He doesn't even play with that
He
type of
got his ring,
energy
so he's
anymore.
satisfied.
He
Yeah.
showed me yesterday though. He showed me. He showed me yesterday he could do it.
Yeah, he
I
just
just
gotta
I
put it
want to
together.
keep seeing.
Listen,
He had like 6 blocks yesterday, man.
Yeah.
and also, what's going on with our bench? Like
We have a
one game we
bench.
had 10 points from the bench. Next game, like we ain't getting nothing from the bench. Like
Shane, who's coming off the bench, bro? Matt Ryan and all these fools.
Matty Ice.
What are they supposed to do? They can't. They
I
shouldn't
mean,
be.
Kendrick Nunn's a bucket getter.
He
I
Lonnie.
mean,
played 10 minutes yesterday. He played 10
Austin
minutes. He
Reeves
was
could do some
0 for
like
3.
did you guys hear that the Lakers had interest in Terry Rozier during the offseason, and now they may
yeah,
be rekindling it?
and Josh
How
Richardson.
y'all
They're
feel?
they're basically
How
bringing
y'all
back
feel
the
about
whole
that?
all the other trades. we
I don't know
listen
if
to.
Terry Rozier is much different from Russell Westbrook.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are you
I mean, he
doing?
does shoot better.
We just get a new scapegoat? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, what's happening? I was like, Scary Terry? I don't know about
Scary.
that. Like,
I mean, he does shoot
come
better,
on, man.
and he can play off the ball. So,
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
what that would, brother. That's not gonna get it. It's not gonna. It's not gonna
It's
be
not.
enough.
That's a linear move,
Lateral.
man. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lateral. That's a lateral move, man. Like, come on, man. On a side note, LeBron had 4 turnovers yesterday. That's how you know. 4 turnovers, bro. Come on, LeBron. You're better than that. Russell had 0, which is amazing.
yeah, it is amazing.
Westbrook, Westbrook is something else, man. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Westbrook guy.
We gotta trade
He's-
him, man. We gotta honestly. I'm to that point, man. We just gotta trade Russ. Like he needs a fresh start. This team needs a fresh start. Like people aren't the people aren't giving them a chance. The media's not letting up.
All right.
He's not playing free and happy. We're not getting the Russ. We're not getting the Westbrook that we thought we were getting. I don't think that we'll be able to with the media scrutiny. So I want it. I want it to work, but
But it's a matter of the right trade. Like, you're not just trading for anything.
that's the other thing. Is like who's gonna trade us? His his stock is so low right now.
I mean, it seems like it's Indiana or nothing.
I,
Although Utah trying to come back into it too. We saw that.
Mitch, your headphones are messing up again.
I wouldn't mind getting Clarkson back, but
Yeah, why did Utah start 3-0? What in the world? They're not even trying to win, are they? What's going on? But that's
they
again
trying to
once
tank. That's why
but
they talking about bringing him back, bringing their trade offer back.
once
They trying
again,
to tank.
like I'm saying, it's not like it used to be. It's not like it doesn't matter who you have at the top if you have players throughout the roster who fit the modern game. That's why you look at Utah. Look at the Spurs. The players. I think the Spurs are like 3-1 now. I think they won tonight with nothing but basically role players. And the Jazz started 3-1. It's like it's almost like a like I said, like Olympic ball or like college basketball, where you don't, not every college team has the big time, one and done superstar prospect, but if they have the right type of style for the game, uh, you know, they can be good. Um, is there some crackling? Uh, Mitch, I think your headphones are still crackling.
Yep.
Um, what else? What else is there? I mean, we
I
already
mean, we
previewed.
talk about we can talk about these trade rumors. You want to talk about it?
fuck the Lakers.
I mean, is
Man
that
said it's
good?
a must win.
What happens if we don't win though?
It's going the screams, everything gonna keep getting bigger and bigger until they make a trade. But the more wins you get, the less that shit calm down. But you keep losing, it's gonna be louder and louder and louder.
Um, what trade rumors did you want? Were the like other than Rozier? Or that's not even a trade rumor.
Well, Utah, they talk back onto it. I think the deal was Jordan Clarkson, Rudy Gay, and Mike Conley, and then they also said the Lakers interested in Josh Richardson.
Right. Um. So okay, let me ask you guys. Now we're 0-3. We got Denver on Tuesday, and then we got Minnesota, and then we have Denver again. What is our record going to be when we come back to record a week from tonight?
One
Who are we beating?
One of
3-3.
We're going to beat Minnesota, so they're going to win 3 straight, Shane.
Yes, sir. Yep.
straight.
Yep. I'll put money on it too.
On me. First one.
Mitch, you going in and out?
Yeah.
3-3.
What did Mitch bet on it?
Because really, like I said, like we said earlier, this team really should be 2-1 right now. So you tell me they got the best person defense right now. So if they play the same defense against Minnesota and Denver, cut down the threes, be more efficient shooting the three.
Shane, I don't know if you realize, but I beat you in fantasy this week by like half a point. I just wanted to say that.
I don't play fantasy
Football.
I don't play fantasy football.
Well, obviously, you're in the league. You made a team. You were in the draft. So, what are you talking about?
And I told you my thing. I only did that because y'all made me. First off, secondly, because they completely wiped out my screen, so I haven't been paying attention to that.
Shame for y'all here and walking to the people, man.
So you don't play fantasy football?
I don't. Y'all made me join. Y'all begged me to join.
Vito made you join. You weren't going to join until Vito asked you.
I wasn't.
You don't respect us. All right,
I do respect y'all. Well, what are y'all? But anyway.
Wait a second. So who do you respect, me or Mitch?
Mitch.
You don't respect me?
Yeah, all right.
What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why don't you respect me, Shane?
Where to begin?
Shane, please.
Like that?
What is wrong with you? This man. Why don't you respect me, Shane?
Like I said, where to begin?
Hey, man, just make sure to keep it on wax. Please, just keep it on wax, man. We don't want no beef in the street.
He didn't need to say that. One of y'all.
Man, he did it. Yeah. He made sure to get that out, huh?
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with you?
I mean, you need to say that text he did, but hey, we here.
What text did I send?
Oh man.
We don't need all three of us here to do the show.
Is that why you
wonder?
Yeah,
that's why he's feeling some kind of way.
I didn't mean it. I just meant that it doesn't.
I know what you meant, but how it came out was like, really, bro? That's okay.
Man.
But
so really, for context, people, Shane Murray said he was going to be a little bit late. Anthos said, well, hey, maybe we just do two of us. So Shane Murray took offense to that. It was a suggestion. Anthos was just throwing it out there for the universe.
Because, a podcast doesn't, it's like, any podcast there is, if it's three people or even two people, and think of Brilliant Idiots, right? With Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz. If one of them is not available, they don't just cancel the podcast or not do it. They'll bring in a guest or something like that.
I mean, yeah, but what the views gonna do though if you just take one of us out though?
So what you trying to say?
Hey,
we can't get...
He's the star of the damn show. He said you can't do it without me.
Look at him. He believes that. Look at that little smug look on his face.
Swag, huh? I mean, look at this guy. He got his
business casual. All
look at the
black.
way he's dressed. Yeah.
I mean, I just came from work. I already told y'all this came from work.
Man, all right, Shane, I'm telling you, man. Unbutton one more button, man. You be ready for Miami.
Control your hormones, sir. Control your hormones.
You can come back. You can come back to the 305 with a IPA. That's me,
man.
Yeah.
Look, I just want to say, Shane, don't. I didn't mean that wasn't personal. I just meant it.
I know what you meant. It's all good, but I'm just saying. I mean, the way it came out was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I got what you meant.
I didn't even know you took that like that. God, then he came on here and he disrespected me in front of all our fans. Wow, all right.
I mean, y'all usually double team me, so take it with stride. Take it with stride.
Listen, people. It's not like that. We're just platonic friends. Hold on.
Yeah, come on, that's Shane.
Hey, oh my goodness.
Oh man. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Don't feel good when you taking the heat though, huh?
No DPs going on around here, guys. We're platonic.
I how to take it if you're gonna dish it.
Yeah. Well, listen, people. Nobody takes anything around here. We're all just friends. Okay?
Yeah. It's not like that with us, brother.
It's not like that, man. It's not like that. It's, brotherhood.
Pause. But yeah. Let me say pause. But
finally. Good Lord. You over here talking about double teams and taking it all over the place. Oh, my goodness. Show's gone off the rails. Fuck the Lakers. Whatever. We suck. Hey, man, we suck. Oh, my God.
Everything is
honestly,
bad.
Lakers have taken my joy for the game, man. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-3
like,
though. We're gonna go 3-3. I'm gonna say that. And I'm gonna offer Westbrook some advice. My pops gave me coming up. Yeah, I'm actually go. I can't even hear you, Jay. Your sound, but yeah, I'm gonna just say it. For me, my pops is a small guard. Always tell me two things, son. I don't care how big your opponents are. Take their ass to the hole. That's one. Two, practice on when work and practice on getting to your sweet spots. What we know about Russ, he got that 10, 15-foot bank shot. He can get to the rim at will whenever he wants, and he got that corner three. You don't need to, even though you can't hit it at times, you don't need to pull up an 0-3. You don't need to, take all these wild shots like you've been doing. Let's get to your sweet spots. Get to the rim. Get to the free throw line at least 10, 12 times. Get into the rim. Now the rim will get bigger, and you start hitting your corner three. Because the main thing Abraham was talking about for him, the reason why he saw it working, because he was going to have him shoot corner threes, have him screen, and cut off the ball and get back pick for layups. Not pulling up for three on top of the key. Like that's not you. You know that's not you. You about dunking on niggas. Getting to the line, getting triple doubles. Get back to triple double rush. You're not getting the triple double rush because you going out your game. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, he's good. You gotta let Russ cook, man. Gotta let Russ cook a little bit.
What was LeBron talking about? Do you?
Damn.
Yeah.
You had to get your LeBron shot in, huh? You just had to.
Yes, I did. You're not going to shoot an air ball three from the half court and then get on Russ for shooting the top of the key a three-pointer. We ain't doing that. It's equally as bad. But nobody said shit about LeBron's three. We ain't doing that. Just because you learn how to shoot a little bit, you think you Steph Curry. No. It don't work like that.
All right. So on that note, before we get out of here,
Yo, sound.
So I'll pass the from her. We her out of time. Herbert.
Yeah, sorry, Herbert. All right, so before we get out of here, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button next to the Complete Lakers podcast. If you prefer the audio version, remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts. The show is also on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and every other major podcatcher. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network and to like it on Facebook. Just search for the Complete Lakers podcast. And finally, send feedback and mailback questions to CompleteLakersPodcast@gmail.com. We are out.